Cancer, what's going on with you? It's your girl D with 8th House Energy here to bring you your September 2020 reading. I hope all is well with the Cancerian Massive. I do want to let you know there's going to be an extended to this reading. The link's in the box below, and if you need a personal reading, you can reach out to me. All the information about the readings I offer is in the box below. Cancer, we're going to talk about, while I get the cards ready, we're going to talk about the planetary alignments that are going on and the changes that are going on in the month of September, because there are a lot of changes, okay? So let's start off talking about Mercury. Mercury's going into Libra on, let's talk about the planets that are going direct. So Mercury's moving out of Virgo and it's going into Libra on the 9th. I'm sorry, on the 5th, all right? Mercury's all about communication, all right? The processing of information, communication, and then Libra's all about partnerships, whether, it doesn't matter what type of relationship you have. If you're relating to someone on a regular basis, you have a relationship, okay? So it talks about all sorts of relationships that happen in the house where Libra is, okay? So there's going to be a lot of communication in reference to relationships, whether it's business partnerships, whether it's family, whether it's intimate relationships, whether it's friendships. There's going to be a lot of processing of information in relation to relationships, okay? So some of you are going to be thinking about the relationships you were in. You're going to be communicating, maybe people will be meeting people, people will be saying goodbye to people. There could be some legal issues going on because Libra handles justice in the court system. So there might be letters, documentation, people filing paperwork for all sorts of legal scenarios, whether you got people starting a business partnership and legalizing that and putting that in paper form, or registering a business, a partnership, whether you got court for alimony, child support, people getting married, people getting divorced, whatever you do in the court, there's going to be a lot of that going on for everybody, okay? So just keep that in mind. Somebody, if it's not you, it's somebody you know or somebody you're related to is filing paperwork or doing something with the courts, or doing something with their relationship or their business partnership, okay? Now, the next situation we're going to talk about is Venus going into Leo. Venus goes into Leo on the 12th, okay? Venus is how you, what you're attracted to as far as love is concerned. In a man's chart, in Vedic astrology, in a man's chart, his Venus sign is what you want to look at to find out what his ideal woman would be. Oh, we got the ambulance coming. That was loud for a second. Yeah, so Venus is going to be in Leo. So if you're a man and you have Venus in Leo, this means that the type of woman you are attracted to is one who's very creative, one who's very confident and sure of herself, someone who enjoys attention or doesn't mind attention, someone who's a go-getter, somebody who could be they're very creative in the way that they do things and in the way that they make money. They could be somebody who it could be just their style of clothing. This is a very creative energy, and they don't mind being the center of attention. So your person will, you would like attention. You would like somebody who likes attention. You're not a person who is not going to be able to give your person attention if you have a Venus in Leo. If you are Venus in Leo, you do like attention yourself, okay? So just to give you an idea, also Venus in Leo deals with Leo. The house of Leo deals with children as well. It deals with your lovemaking style, okay? So a lot of people, when it comes to Venus and Leo, a lot of people are going to get creative with their partners. All of a sudden, you want to spice things up, get creative in the bedroom, maybe recreate scenarios and sing, like all that good stuff. Theatrics, all of that funny stuff, right? Just keep in mind that Leo deals with, performance, the stage. So, you may have the fellas wanting to, watch, or whoever, you may want to watch more. You may be feeling the desire to get with your partner and do different things to spice up your relationship, okay? Pornography, whatever you're into, whatever your fetish is, as far as, behind closed doors in the bedroom, a lot of that is going to be highlighted now, especially with you and your loved one. All right, so we got also, now here's planets that are coming out of retrograde, and then we'll talk about the planets that are going in. So we got two planets coming out of retrograde this month. We got Jupiter and Saturn. They're both in Capricorn. They're both coming out this month, out of retrograde. They're still going to be direct in Capricorn. So Jupiter's all about good luck, good fortune, Now, in a woman's chart in Vedic astrology, you want to look for your ideal partner. You're going to look at your Jupiter. So if your person's if you have I have a Jupiter in Sagittarius. So the ideal partner for me would be someone who is who likes to travel, somebody who is of a higher mind, higher education, someone who believes in a higher reality of things, very spiritual, someone who's outgoing, who's optimistic, somebody who, well, those are just some of the basic, basic Sagittarian traits. But, that's what you would look at women in your chart, as far as you finding your ideal husband. Well, I don't, who would be your ideal person? We all have preferences, but if you met somebody with these energies and you have that in your chart, that's what you're going to be attracted to or drawn to. All right. So with Capricorn, Jupiter's in Capricorn. Capricorn deals with your career aspirations, your goals, your professional achievements in the area of career. Okay. It also deals with how you see yourself in a professional environment as well as in personal, environment, and how people see you, how you see yourself and how others see you. It also deals with your moral compass, okay, as far as what's right, what's wrong, your ethics and morals, things like that. So Jupiter going direct here, Jupiter is all about good luck, good fortune, prosperity, all right, expansion and growth. So when Jupiter was in retrograde, you were to be, if you were using the energies in a manner in which would be conducive to, your best interests. While Jupiter was in retrograde, you were thinking about your career. You're thinking about, okay, is this path that I'm on as far as my career one that's going to lead me to, being prosperous, good fortune, good luck, things like that, right? And if it wasn't, then what you would do when Jupiter is in retrograde is you would make plans on how you were going to get in a position that would allow that for you, okay? So that's what you do with the retrograde energies. You look at the energy of that planet and you look at, when it's in retrograde, you look at, okay, how can I better be in a position to take advantage of these energies for this planet? And so you don't do anything, you make plans. So now Saturn is also there in Capricorn. Now Saturn is all about limitation. Saturn is known as Father Time. All right, because what Saturn in retrograde does is it says, okay, these are the rules and regulations and the policies and procedures that you followed, whether it was in your career or personal life. Well, now that there have been some major changes, times are changing. So you need to adjust those rules, regulations, policies, and procedures so that they are, that they adapt to the current time. So an example of that would be because Saturn is in Capricorn. So at work, right? Medical field. I've been to the doctors a few times since COVID, and every time you go to a doctor's office, they have you stand in a certain area. They're going to point the temperature gun at your forehead. Ask you, have you been out of the country? Have you been around someone with COVID? All right. Before this COVID epidemic, when you went to the doctor's office, you just went, sat down at the, they call you up, you check in, you come in, you check in, you sit down, and then the doctor calls you and you go in the back. Well, you got one or two more steps you need to do. Now you got to come in, you have to wear a mask. Second, you have to get your temperature taken, right? So, and now you're wearing a mask while you're in the visiting room with the doctor. The doctor's wearing a mask. Things have changed. So this is what Saturn's about. It's about change. It's about changing routines, patterns to adjust to the times, right? So now that Saturn is going direct, this is in reference to your career. You're going to see things at your workplace change, rules and regulations based on what's been going on with COVID, right? So now let's talk about the planets that are in retrograde right now. So we got Neptune in retrograde in the house of Pisces. Neptune rules Pisces. Now when Neptune direct is all about illusions. It's all about glamorizing things, making it more than what it is. And the word embellishment, like somebody say, oh my God, I have a really, really big cat. My cat is so big. Oh my God, it's so big. And then when you get to the house, the cat is not big at all. It's like this person talking about the cat is so fat. The cat's not fat. That's them embellishing. So Neptune rules embellishment. It rules, glamorizing, making something more than what it is. Oh, darling, my apartment is so luxurious. I live in a high rise in Midtown Manhattan, but in reality, they live in an apartment complex. They may live high up, but they live in Yonkers. You know what I'm saying? But embellishing, making it more than what it is. You thinking they live in downtown Manhattan and they live in Yonkers. Nothing wrong with living in Yonkers, but it's a difference between living in Manhattan and living in downtown Yonkers. Okay? So it's that type of energy. Now, when Neptune goes retrograde, you actually see what you've been embellishing on that is not true, or what you've been pretending is not a big deal. It really is. And if it's not you, then it's the people around you. You start to see the reality of things. The rose-colored glasses come off. Now, Neptune has been in retrograde since June, so a lot of us have been dealing with the reality of things that we've been pushing off. Me personally, with COVID, and a lot of people too, with COVID, we've been eating our asses off, right? So all of a sudden now, it's like our pants are getting tight. So Neptune in retrograde is like, look, aha, you might have been in denial when you were sitting down eating, like you weren't really thinking about it like that. Oh, it's just a cheeseburger. Oh, it's just some chicken wings. It's nothing. But over time, eating them on a regular basis because you're ordering, because you don't want to go out, or because you don't want to cook, or whatever the situation is. You may not have been eating as healthy because you've been in the house, or you may not have been working out as much because you've been stuck in the house. Now you're seeing the reality of it over a long period of time, right? So that's Neptune retrograde. So also, Pisces is the house of karma. So as a result of your actions, you're seeing your karma. Now, a lot of people are having problems because a lot of people, those examples I gave, those are kind of lighthearted ones. But there's some real serious situations going on here where there are people who cannot deal with the karma that they're seeing. Based on, the things that they did, the seeds they planted, the way that they went about doing things. And now with Neptune in retrograde, they're seeing that, oh, damn, is that really what I did? Or, yeah, I was trying to cover that up, or I didn't think it was that bad, or, things like that. And as a result, sometimes it weighs on people's conscience. People could be on the receiving end of negative karma because of the things that they were doing. Okay? If you've been robbing banks and never got caught, now all of a sudden with Neptune in retrograde, now you realize, oh my God, you go in and you get caught this time because you didn't know when to stop, because, you figured, okay, I'll always get away with it. I've been able to elude the police or give the illusion that it's somebody else, because that's what Neptune rules as well. So just an example of Neptune in retrograde, all right? Karma. So a lot of people getting their karma right now. As a result, a lot of people not going to be happy. So a lot of people, what they're doing is they're turning to forms of escapism. Overeating, drinking, smoking, because they're not able to cope with the shit that they had did in the manifestation of it here in their face for them to see. So that's a whole nother story. Okay, but let's move on. So we're doing Pluto. I didn't talk about Pluto. Pluto's in Capricorn as well, but Pluto goes retrograde or goes direct. It's retrograde right now in Capricorn as well, but it goes direct in October. So we'll talk about Pluto a little later on, but Pluto's all about death and rebirth in the house of your career. So a lot of people are looking for new jobs, looking for new positions, reinventing, because of with COVID, some positions are being wiped out where others are being reinvented, or, they're adding, they could be condensing positions and adding more responsibilities to ones that they didn't have before because of COVID. So you're going to see a lot of that going on in the workplace as well, with Pluto being in Capricorn in retrograde. Now, Uranus is in retrograde in Taurus. Taurus is your money-making house. Capricorn is where your career is, your career aspirations, your professional achievements, and how people see you in the public eye, or is in your professional endeavors. But how you make money, that's Taurus, okay? Uranus is in Taurus, and it's in retrograde. Uranus is a planet that talks about your individuality, the genius in you, the inventor in you, the futuristic energies, futuristic thought, forward thinking, moving forward. Okay, that's what Uranus is all about. So a lot of people, now that Uranus is in retrograde, how you apply this to a real life scenario is that it's in retrograde in Taurus, which is about how you make money. So Uranus also deals with the internet. Remember, futuristic things, technology, all that falls under Uranus, right? So now Uranus is in retrograde in the house of making money. So a lot of people are going to be resorting to making money online, okay? That's just an example, a basic example of Uranus in retrograde. So when it's in retrograde, you're thinking about, okay, how can I, move forward? Now that we've been through COVID, things are not going to be the same. So moving forward, how can I put myself in a position where, I like Dame Dash says, I have a business that's pandemic proof. So in the event this happens again, I won't suffer as much as I did, moving forward. So now you have information based on what happened. So now you can think forward and move forward with that information. It's just like when a company who made cassette tapes, and say you're a company that makes cassette tapes and all of a sudden you see people are watching, they're listening to music on CDs. You're like, what is this CD thing? Oh, it's never going to last. Nobody's going to use CDs. People still use cassette tapes. Well, if you were under that Uranus energy and you were forward thinking and forward movement and all about futuristic endeavors and using your genius and your inventor mode, which is all about Uranus, you would have said, okay, well, let's find out about these CDs. Let's do some investigation on them and find out how they work. Let's find out about the technology behind it, see how much it costs, and see if we can implement that. That's the difference between cassette tape companies who were able to transcend the times and they were able to make CDs and they still stayed in business versus the ones who just ignored it. And when everybody stopped buying cassette tapes, they ran out of business because they weren't forward thinking. That's what that Uranus energy is in Taurus. It's forward thinking about how you're going to make money now. All right. So I went over everything as far as all of the planets. Hopefully that gave you a better understanding of what everybody globally is experiencing, because this is what it's all about. So let's get to your reading. So Cancer, we got 9 of Wands energy. We got the Knight of Wands energy. All right, so we got double Sag energy, and we got the 8 of Swords in reverse. Let's see. So 9 of Wands in reverse energy, 9 of Wands upright, and the Knight of Wands. I feel like you definitely have come out of a situation where there was something that you weren't able to see. And I feel like you're able to see it now, and so you want to move forward with it quickly. Okay? I feel like you I feel like with this 9 of Wands energy, you have you're willing to fight for something, or you've been putting in work into something, and now you're ready to, I feel like you may be ready to move forward. Could have been blocked. Could be blocking somebody. Something may be blocked. Something may not be, you may not be open to something, so you're trying to move forward. Maybe someone is blocking you, but you want to move forward because I feel like you were blocking yourself from something. And now you're ready to move forward because you figured out what you needed to do. That's what I'm feeling strongly, Cancer. But let's see. Current situation is the 4 of Wands. So this talks to me about emotional stability. This talks to me about moving. It could also, if it's a romantic thing, it could talk about relationships. It could talk about celebrations, parties, weddings, all kinds of good things that are going on in the family, that type of energy. But we have that clarified with the 10 of Wands in reverse. So letting go of something, letting go of some type of, maybe it was a lot of stress trying to do something for your family, or maybe there was some type of planning you were trying to do and you were trying to keep it from somebody. Maybe you were planning something for someone and you didn't want them to see it. Interesting. Because the 10 of Wands is all about letting go of, when it's in reverse, it's all about letting go of a situation that's very stressful. Okay? Very stressful. And I feel like with the 9 of Wands, which comes right before the 10 of Wands, you put in a lot of work into a situation. Okay? And with this Knight of Wands, the Knights are all about travel. I feel like maybe you're trying to put together, are you trying to move? I feel like maybe you're trying to move. For some of you, you could be trying to purchase a house or buy a house. In the past here, you have the Ace of Wands, okay? There's a passionate new endeavor or a passionate new idea about something. And then in the recent past, more recently, we have the Queen of Pentacles energy. So this Queen of Pentacles energy is an energy of stability. It's an energy of practicality. It's an energy of long-term investment, long-term goal. It's an energy of staying put, riding until the wheels fall off, looking for something for the long-term haul, That's where your head is at, because queens represent what's going on in your emotions and your feelings. So this is what your emotions and feelings were recently. You've come to this conclusion. So perhaps you are looking for a relationship of long-term stability. Perhaps in the past with this Ace of Wands, you were really passionate about that. And then more recently, you've gotten to the point where it's like, okay, I want long-term stability. Maybe this was a situation or a scenario in the past where it was just about fun. It was just about sex. Okay. But then as time going on, recently you've decided, okay, you're starting to develop feelings of wanting to settle down, is what I'm getting here. Because this could be why we have this Four of Wands here as the current situation. The crowning energy is the Ten of Cups reversed. So what I'm also feeling here is that this is a situation where you don't want to be in a relationship with this person anymore, or you're not interested in being in a connection with this person anymore. I feel like maybe you want to move out. If you're living with someone, you want to move out, or you know, maybe this person wants to move in and you don't want to. I feel like a relationship is ending or has ended. I feel like, yeah, I feel like you've been trying to reach out to somebody, or someone's been trying to reach out to you. And that's what I felt like when I said somebody blocked. I feel like you block someone. You block someone who is just all about fun. They're not about anything serious. You want seriousness, so I feel like you stopped dealing with this person with the Ten of Cup reverse. So you realize that you're not going to get that stability that you want, because this is what you want. That's how you feel in your emotions and feelings. And I feel like you realize you're not going to get that. So this is why we have this Four of Swords and the Ten of Wands in reverse, because you realize you're not going to get that stability. You're not going to get that connection with this person. Now, in your fears, you have the Nine of Swords reverse. So in your fears, I feel like you're afraid. Why are you afraid to let go of the torment? Why are you afraid to let go of... Because this would take you back to the Eight of Swords. Nine of Swords reverse, Eight of Swords reverse. So I feel like with the Eight of Swords reverse, you've come out of... We're talking about the overall energy here with the Eight of Swords reverse. You've come out of a self-imposed prison. I think you're just afraid to see what the reality of the situation is with this Nine of Swords reverse. That's what I'm feeling. You know, I feel like you saw what the reality of it is, but it's hard for you to accept it, is what I'm feeling here. There's something you're not able to accept, which is why you put in so much effort and energy with the 9 and 10 of Wands. Now, how people see you is the Seven of Pentacles energy. So people see you as somebody who is putting in work. So they see you with that Nine of Swords energy. That Nine of Wands energy. They saw you putting in work. They saw that you were overburdened with this situation. They saw that. And that you were trying to grow something out of this situation here. Now, in your hopes, we have the High Priestess in reverse. Major Arcana energy, Piscean energy. With the High Priestess in reverse, but this could be your energy as well, Cancerian energy too. With the High Priestess in reverse, this is telling me that you're hoping that... I'm feeling like you're hoping that your secrets don't get revealed. I feel like you're hoping that you're not looking at things incorrectly. Like I feel like you're hoping that you're following your intuition, or you're hoping that your intuition or whatever is leading you is not clouded. Because I feel like it was at one point, especially with this Eight of Swords. But it came out in the reverse here as the overall energy. So I feel like now your intuition is cleared up to a certain extent. And you're hoping that whatever you're coming up with now that you feel that you actually realize what you need to do, you're hoping that you're right. And I feel like with this Page of Wands here, this is talking about... being excited about this is being excited or following your intuition. Because the Princess of Wands or the Page of Wands to me talks about an intuitive energy as well. Okay, because the wands are spiritual. Okay, but this could also be about travel. Okay, travel is what I'm getting for some of you, because we got the wands here. We have the wands here, and we have the Knight of Wands. So I feel like somebody's moving or traveling, or wanting to move, or wanting to travel, wanting to relocate. This could also have something to do with children as well, because in the future we have the Sun energy here, which is success and happiness. So that's beautiful energy to have, for sure. I feel like, it's very difficult for you to get emotional stability here with this Four of Wands and this Ten of Wands in reverse. So I feel like that's the current situation. And so as a result, the situation is not going anywhere with you and this person. Okay? It might have started off really good, but more recently you realize you want something more stable. Okay? And as a result here, it's not working out with you and this person. So I feel like you're torn. You're not able to process this, is what's going on here. You're not able to process this. This is why we got the Eight of Swords reverse, as well as the High Priestess in reverse. It's like your mind is scattered, because you've been putting in work into this situation, or you feel like, okay, you put time and energy into this connection, and it's like you don't understand. With the High Priestess in reverse, you don't understand. It doesn't make sense to you. Now, this could also be hoping that you keep a secret. Some of you may have been buying a house or purchasing a house, or some of you may have someone pregnant, or may be pregnant by someone, because I'm getting that as well. Some of you may have been accused of being the father of a child. But I feel like you are the type, you're like, I wear protection. And it can't be mine. It can't be mine. I wear protection. Or it couldn't be mine. I wear protection. All right? Because the current situation right now is like, I feel like, this person is trying to tell you with the Four of Wands, we're going to have a baby. And you might have been stressed out about that. Like, is this my child with the Four of Wands? Is this my child? Is this really my child? When I met this person in the past, there was a strong sexual connection. We did have sex. And then more recently, this person tells me that they're pregnant. But the thing is I'm not trying to be in a relationship with this person. I just can't wrap my head around this with this Nine of Swords reverse. And, the person that you got pregnant is looking at you as someone that they can build a future with. This is how they're feeling, but you don't want a relationship with them. You don't want that. And I feel like you're hoping that, in your hopes here with the Queen, with the High Priestess in reverse here, you're hoping that this person is not pregnant by you. Because we got the High Priestess, we got the Sun, and we got the Queen of Pentacles here, okay? So this is baby energy. And then the outcome here is a baby. The Princess of Wands, all right? And the Sun card is in the future, so this is a child. So either you're pregnant by someone who doesn't want a relationship with you, Cancer, or you got someone pregnant that you don't want a relationship with. That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the extended and get into this and find out a little bit more about this. Because I feel like still with this Nine of Wands, this Knight of Wands, and this Eight of Swords reverse, it's like, I feel like you're like, okay, I wore protection. Yeah, you could have wore protection, but something happened. Either the condom burst, if you had whatever you were using, it didn't work. It bursts. You know, people do funny things. You got to be careful. If you took off the, condom and you threw it out and didn't flush it, maybe the person went and got, like, people do weird shit. Maybe somebody went and got the condom and used a turkey baster and took your sperm out of it. And women do shit like that. They do stuff like that, you know? So you have to be careful that you disperse of the situation. Maybe you didn't maybe the condom wasn't put on correctly. You know, I'm not here to give a condom course on how to put condoms on, but, you know, if you don't put a condom on correctly and leave enough space for when the man ejaculates so that it doesn't bust, that could happen. So that the condom doesn't bust, that could happen. So a lot of people don't know how to put condoms on correctly, or they're wearing the wrong size condoms. You know, they could be very well endowed and they just go buy a basic cheap condom, and as a result it breaks. You know, all sorts of things can happen as to why people get pregnant with condoms or with protection. But I feel like this person is like, nah, I wear protection, so I don't feel like it's mine. But this person, I feel like, is telling them that it is. So I feel like this person could be waiting to find out the results, or could be waiting for someone to confirm if this child is theirs, because the child's coming in the future. The child's coming. Okay? The child's coming. But this person is very stressed about it, and they decided, okay, let me just forget about it. Because like I said, the Four of Wands is about celebrations. Okay? It's not just about the wedding. It's about all kinds of celebrations, family celebrations. A pregnancy is one. Having a child is one. So yeah, we're going to go to these. I had to look at this for a minute here, so sorry it took me so long, but I saw some other things. So let's go to the extended and check it out. The link's going to be in the box below. Feel free to join in the extended, and we'll clarify this and break this down and find out what the real deal is, and we'll get you some advice as well. If it resonated as is, please click the like button. Make sure you share. Make sure you hit the notification bell, and if you haven't done all that, make sure you subscribe first so that you can do that. All right? I love you guys, and I'll see you in the extended or in the next reading. Peace out, Cancer.